And I found it interesting. He came up with that term, the pot prohibition profiteers. And we paid a little real commercial. That was not a fake commercial.
That was a real deal.
Like thing. Last week's Coachella Church. Well, that was real too. It was parody. But that was a real commercial for a gun company, a storage company. You send your guns if you're a medical marijuana patient. That's right. The states are conveniently providing a list of potheads in their marijuana registry. And thanks to a Ninth Circuit liberal court decision in 2016, it's perfectly within the Second Amendment for them to do that.
Well, because they consider it that if you're a cannabis user, you might be irrational or unpredictable behavior. You might have irrational or unpredictable behavior, but my contention is that there's no studies that indicate that that's so.
That's right. They claim there's no studies for the benefits, and unfortunately, there's also no studies for these negative effects that they're talking about.
They're just making that up.
They're just making stuff up, exactly.
But
taking advantage of the laws that are on the books.
There are studies that indicate that narcotics, depressants, and stimulants cause irrational and unpredictable behavior. But those people are, even if it's prescribed to them, are allowed to have guns. And that makes no sense at all.
It's
incongruent.
Yes, they're claiming that pot allegedly causes behavior.
Yeah, irrational or unpredictable behavior.
Right.
When really it's depressants. Excuse me.
Granddaddy Purple.
And those other.
Not Granddaddy Purple.
No.
Allow me to take you off camera while you do that coughing thing. No, I understand what you're saying. That they're using a straw man argument, if you will, or gaslighting, or any number of techniques to say that under this circumstance, we can restrict your gun access.
Yeah. But
is that really the agenda? Is the agenda restriction of gun access, which is what all the right wingers are saying, because it's popping up all over. Of course, they're coming for your gun sites. Mm-hmm. InfoWord, Breitbart.
They are coming for their suspects. Guns. This is not a conspiracy theory. It's actually happening.
Okay, so let's take a look at that letter.
But I've known about this for many, many, many years.
Here's the letter that they sent out.
But on the questionnaire of the federal firearms, application,
right,
on Form 4473, they ask you very specifically: are you an unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? And if you lie, you can get 10 years imprisonment or up to $250,000 fine.
No gun for me.
Well, yeah, no, but that's for us forever. I mean, this has been a question on this thing forever, and it was challenged a few years ago in the Ninth District Court, the liberal
Ninth
court.
Circuit Court held
up that this is fine.
But
that's
case out of Nevada.
A bunch of hooey. I think that if that's the case, then depressants, stimulants, and narcotic drugs, there should be a handy list of them too. But they're protected by HIPAA.
That's right. They're protected. And what solves that?
Putting marijuana in as a medicine. Take it off of Schedule 1.
That's right. Yeah. So we got to get it off of Schedule 1.
We keep coming back to that.
And then it can be prescribed and it can fall under HIPAA. That's why you can't put a list out of people who are getting antidepressants.
That's right. No handy list for the depressed.
No handy list for the people that actually are going to go out and use the guns.
That might have irrational or unpredictable behavior, as evidenced by the evidence of their drugs.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. But again, back to the Schedule 1, take it off the Schedule 1 so cannabis can be studied. Because maybe, maybe it does cause irrational, unpredictable behavior in some people. Just nobody that has ever been known. Yeah, but I've never, ever heard of any story ever, and trust me, they would certainly publicize it, that if somebody got high, like on bath salts, and ran around like a crazy person, killing a bunch of people, and they were high on cannabis, everybody would know about it.
Well, yeah, that's the first thing they'd say is they're also
That's
high
what
on
I'm saying.
marijuana.
They were high on marijuana.
That's right. Well, it's like, it's like this. There's another part of that, part of that press conference where the state rep says, when you start adding, when you haven't counted how many DUIs involve cannabis before, when you've never counted it before, and then you all of a sudden start counting it, it's going to increase. It's going to go up. When it goes from 0 to 5, it's now had a 500% increase.
Sure, because you started counting.
Because you started counting. So,
but hey, MDN, Elise, welcome.
What's up, everybody? Welcome Periscope. Welcome Facebook. Welcome YouTube and all the other streaming services.
Behavior.
Oh yeah, no, alcohol doesn't.
Alcohol totally does that. That's exactly what it does. But
here's the difference. It's like
they don't ask you that.
Bill Hicks said it. I believe he said basically alcohol. You get shit faced on the weekend and you can go to work on Monday. Marijuana just, it does alter your brain. It does. It makes you say, fuck it.
Yeah.
Why do I gotta fucking go in there for 60 hours a week for this bullshit and get my ass grabbed?
Don't talk to me like that.
Get my ass grabbed every day.
Right. Or worse.
Or worse. Yeah. So,
Or bullied or, treated badly or, upholding the status quo. It makes you question all that stuff.
That's exactly right.
To legalize recreational.
Whoops.
Hey, folks in the Periscope.
Hello, everybody.
Who's joining us? We got Zerdifer 4 and Racho Spider. Hi, y'all. Welcome.
I'm hoping people can hang on in our high streaming bit
We're
rate.
just learning how to do this, so stick with us.
It's a lot of fun. We do this every Sunday here at DC 420, The Week in Weed at 420, talking about this week's marijuana news in the mainstream media, the politics of pot, cannabis cures, and there's some of all of that in this week's news roll-up. But we are talking about the top story still, that the states law enforcement seems to be wanting to confiscate guns on marijuana patients. Now, the mainstream media hasn't covered this. It happened in Hawaii. Apparently, Mary Jane is reporting that they're rethinking this. They haven't confiscated any. It was a voluntary...
Because people freaked out.
Voluntary program. People freaked out a little bit. People freaking out. And so they're rethinking that, but they really haven't changed anything. And they're definitely not going to allow you to buy another gun or register for a gun if you were on that state registry.
The handy list.
The handy list. So, but Florida did cover it. There's one story out of Florida. So let's take a look at the Florida coverage of guns and marijuana.
Handy list.
The handy list.
This next fact may come as a surprise. If you want access to medical marijuana in Florida, you can't have a gun. Channel 9's Angela Jacobs spoke to a state representative about the issue today. And Angela, a federal law actually prohibits gun owners from applying for a medical marijuana card.
Greg, there are no exceptions according to this federal advisory by ATF, that's the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. In fact, you can own a legal gun, of course, here in Florida, but if you apply for a state-issued medical marijuana ID card and attempt to purchase products at a dispensary like this, well, you could be looking at serious jail time. As a lifelong outdoorsman and hunter, State Representative Cord Bird actively supports Floridians' gun rights. Self-dubbed the Florida gun lawyer in his private practice, the opening of more and more medical marijuana dispensaries across the state has him working to dispel swirling misinformation.
I have a constitutional right in Florida to medical marijuana. I have my state-issued card. And they're not thinking about the Second Amendment implications.
Via FaceTime, Bird told us, despite state law, possession of medical marijuana while having or buying a gun can carry a penalty of up to 10 years in jail. It's all in this form required in any firearm purchase. Applicants must reveal if they're an unlawful user of or addicted to a controlled substance, including marijuana.
People are going to look at that and say, oh, I'm not unlawful. I'm licensed by my state.
The catch, this warning on the next line stating the ban applies whether marijuana has been legalized or decriminalized for medicinal or recreational purposes in the state where you live. Last year, this rule was challenged by one U.S. circuit representing 9 western states and upheld by a federal court. Bird doesn't believe it fair to see people forced into tough choices from a complex state and federal divide.
The choice of do I get the medicine that I need or lose a constitutional right? And we've got to figure this out.
Here live, another criticism here is that marijuana is grouped in a group of drugs that prevent you from purchasing or having a firearm. However, opioids, another controlled substance known to be highly addictive, they are not. Reporting in Orlando, Angela Jacobs, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
When you watch your favorite NFL team,
we'll play that in a little bit. Sunday Today show picked it up on the NFL players. One player. But back to that story.
There are others.
There it is. Mainstream media in Florida picking up on that. That's not necessarily surprising that Florida is picking up on that.
No.
But
they like their guns.
It is break time.
Florida man.
And
this is the Granddaddy Purple.
every time I hook up my second webcam. Oh, there it is. I found the sweet spot.
Yay.
GDP, Granddaddy Purple Nugs. Yay. Love,
Do you have a leafly
love
on
Granddaddy
it?
Purple. Oh, I didn't bring up the leaf.
That's all right.
Let's do the snap. We'll bring up the leafly
Okay.
while... it's a little moist, actually. Ooh, it's kind of... Actually, hello. Lost a nug. There we go.
There you go.
That's the snap we like.
Nice.
Is this loaded? Here, you do
Yeah.
greens.
Okay.
And I'll bring up the leafly.
Yeah, bring up the leafly.
Hawaii, of course, the Honolulu Police Department sent out that letter. This Illinois sent out a similar letter not too long ago, and they said they made a mistake in doing that. So whether it's a conspiracy of the gun control people trying to come after it, or
The gun control people, indeed.
Is it a conspiracy? They're making, and that was one of the theories I heard out there, was that they're making marijuana legal so that they can get your gun.
I don't think it's, I think it's a conspiracy of convenience. I don't think one has to do with the other. Oh my gosh, the pets are like right on top of each other.
We need a pet cam.
We need a pet cam. Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna include them in the shot here. Pet
She
cam,
came
that's so cute.
obviously and laid down right next to
That's
him.
Grumbledore, Oscar Grumbledore.
So cute. All right.
We need a pet cam.
Sorry about that.
So
it is the break. We can talk.
it
about
is the break,
pets.
and I didn't bring up the Granddaddy Purple, but it's good.
It's good.
It's awesome.
It's lovely.
Thank you, ITSG.
It's calming.
That cookie should be coming on pretty quick here.
Uh-huh.
But so that's a little disconcerting. I mean, not so much for me, but
yeah, whatever. I don't care.
I know a lot of
I
potheads
mean,
that
it's
have
not.
guns.
I don't want anybody's rights taken away, so I care to that extent. But I mean, I'm not a gun control freak, as they call them. I just think that the laws that exist should be followed, and there should be a national database that links people who are mentally unstable, so that they can't have guns. I'm sorry, but the mentally unstable should not have.
I think you could maybe come up with a quantifiable number, like if you have this many guns,
No.
you are maybe should be concerned with someone that has
Their
maybe,
mental stability.
Yeah,
if
I mean,
they
if you
have too
really,
many guns.
I mean, what is it? 3 or 5% of the population own 80% of the guns, or some statistic like that. They hoard. There's this small percentage of gun hoarders. That's like this guy in Vegas. I mean, he used to be hoarding guns for a while. So I don't know. I mean, and he was on
that guy in Vegas,
and he was on
needed
antidepressants.
Medication. He was
There's no
obviously
believe me,
acting irrationally and unpredictably.
And if he was on weed, they would have told us.
They absolutely.
If they had found marijuana in his bloodstream,
he wouldn't have shot up all them people.
That's right.
I'm telling you.
They would have told us. So
what can I tell you?
And they won't talk about the other drugs that are in there. Sorry, going this way.
Okay. Find the leafly.
Oh, the leafly on Granddaddy Purple. I keep forgetting.
Oh, we're chatting about other stuff. I feel like
so Illinois.
I see hair that I should cut off. It's hard to see the back though.
You look great, baby.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, babe.
Love your new look.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, here we go. We got a strain talk here.
Nice.
Granddaddy Purple.
I've always enjoyed
It's an indica.
Granddaddy Purple.
An indica.
It's well reputed in the autism community.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they like to use this a lot. They find that their kids benefit well from the Granddaddy Purple strain.
But it's not listed here. It says pain, stress, insomnia, appetite loss, and muscle spasm.
Well, I learned it from the group that I belong to on the Book of the Face.
I see. The Book of the Face.
Yeah.
Cerebral euphoria and physical relaxation.
Well, it seems to work. Like most of the people there say that that's the strain that they use, and that's like their first one that they go to, and it seems to provide a lot of relief for their kids, and I think that's amazing and awesome.
So thank you, ITSG, for the Granddaddy Purple and for the Get Cookie. I always end up on that thing with Sanjay. With Get Cookie,
cannabis.
Normalizing cannabis. Thank you, Sanjay. Yeah. And that's what we're doing here on this show, doing our part to normalize medical cannabis and recreational cannabis here from California, the cannabis capital in the world.
I think that average folks who would just pop into this show would think, wow, they could consume a lot of cannabis. I mean, right? I think people would.
I mean,
believe me, average person.
I have a cerebral euphoria and I'm very relaxed. It's true.
Yeah, and we're able to still like function and navigate the computer a little. And
I mean, when you recreate, you medicate.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do this if I was going to work.
Yeah, no.
You know, I wouldn't
it's Sunday.
Be up on a ladder like
we're doing this for fun.
I know, but I'm saying, you know, as to normalizing things like that, because we've had 25 milligrams. I've had 25 milligrams of a cookie, and I had
how is that, by the way? How are you feeling with that? And you coming on?
Oh yeah, it's all coming on.
I got a 50.
That's why I'm talking so much about it.
Exactly. Well, let's move on to our you know, and I know our we've got a poll going. Not actually, I didn't put up the poll, but I've been talking to some of our viewers offline, and some of them want a 2-hour show.
Yeah, Denials is saying that they think that they're frightening people and accepting legalizing weed. Right, the reefer madness.
Exactly right.
If you want to love weed, you have to give up your rights.
That's right. Yeah, and that's like that commercial. And when you're ready to give up your card, just let us know and we'll send you back.
Or it goes legal nationally.
Or it goes legal nationally. We'll send you back your guns.
3 postcards every week. 3 postcards every week about taking it off the Schedule 1. I think that's what we should be doing. And it should be postcards. It should be super simple. And that way everybody who handles it might see it and it might affect them.
I think that company, that gun storage vault company, I think they should be looked at. That sounds like a company that's like
total profiteers.
A shill for they're definitely prohibition profiteers.
Yeah.
And
they're gonna stockpile a bunch of guns for the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, well maybe that's the secret collection of guns. You know,
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, we're not gonna send it back to you whether you get off the marijuana registry or not.
We're gonna keep it away from those potheads.
Yeah. Well, let's stay on the East Coast as we get into our mainstream media roll up here, going across the country. Thanks everybody for watching DC 420, The Week in Weed. Thanks Phil. Thanks Alisa in Hawaii. Who else is out there? Alex is out there, and our regulars. Fish is out there. Sarah,
bunch of folks on the Periscope.
Mumbo, bunch of new folks on Periscope. Thanks everybody for watching. Subscribe, get notifications, and share. If you like this, share the content. And if you want to give us a Bitcoin, which is heading to $12,000, you can do that on the YouTube.
Portion. We'll take any portion of a Bitcoin.
Hilarious. The Bitcoin thing
we'll take it.
Is remarkable.
It's fun.
It's fun. There's actually something called Potcoin, which is another cryptocurrency.
Which
has, of course, to do
with
pot.